Hey, welcome back everyone. Got some more Age of Empires here for you. The map is high view, and I always struggle with high view. I'm still not sure if I want to play as the opposite on this map, so I'm trying out a little bit of Delhi. So we're playing as the Delhi Sultanate, and we're up against our opponent, Season, playing as the Mongols. And I like trying out Delhi on this map because there is a nearby sacred site. It's very rare on maps in general to have a nearby sacred site. Usually they are like kind of in the middle of the map or difficult to reach. And so I'm excited to try out Delhi here because it could mean if I can get this sacred site early on, I can get a lot of gold income. Now that might prove to be difficult against a Mongol opponent. We don't play very many Mongol opponents. This might be the first video in a long time where we've gone up against one. They like to do tower rushes, and it's usually good to get a second scout up against Mongols early on. I wish I had gotten this scout a little earlier. I like that I'm getting it, but it's important to go and find out what the heck's going on with my opponent and where they're planning to attack or what they're planning to attack with. So it's good to get one of your scouts on the Ovu that your opponent has, because usually structures built around the Ovu will tell you what you're going to be facing. So it's great I went past the Ovu there, but I really should have had my scout park on it. Oh, and there I see a barracks. That barracks, that early barracks, is a really good sign that, yeah, I'm about to get tower rushed. And so you can see the spearmen are coming forward. They're going to try and burn down this mining camp, and there is no doubt a villager over here building, yeah, outposts. These outposts are super cheap for Mongol players, so they can just build them as much as they want. Unfortunate that my landmark is going to be near this outpost, but as it is, I don't feel very threatened by this outpost. It doesn't quite have the range to affect my villagers here, and so I'm just going to build another lumber camp over here. And I'm aggressively chopping wood because I really want to get up an archery range and get 1, 2, maybe 3 archers. We're making archers so that we can snipe down his villagers so that I don't get attacked by these outposts anymore. Well, more that he won't be able to build more outposts. Good thing I queued up all these research, but look at this. I don't like that my scholars can get tickled by arrow fire as they walk past here, so I think later on I realize it. I actually shift Q, I have them go out this way and then over into the madrasa. Or no, this is a what do they call it? A mosque, thank you. So we're getting tickled by arrow fire down here. Oh. There's 1 villager down. 2 villagers down. Wow, the range on that was wild. So the range on these outposts is pretty punishing. Yeah, I don't want my villagers heading that way. We're safe to chop here. And one thing you really want to do is not overreact. Okay, this is what I like to see. My 2 archers, I found the villager that he was using to build these outposts, and we get the kill. So now he has to either bring another villager out or just forget about the attack. I'm making horsemen in the hopes of burning down these outposts, but man, do these outposts do a lot of damage. And if he brings his spearmen out, then he can just stab down my horsemen. So I'm trying to not overreact. Honestly, this could be it. Just a lost gold mining opportunity there. Fine, we'll get this gold. A little bit of a lost chopping opportunity here. Fine, we'll chop over there. Oh, look at that. Oh, my scholar dies. So what has his tower rush accomplished? Well, he's denied me this gold, he's denied me this chunk of wood over here, and he's kind of guided me in terms of what units I'm going to produce. He likely knows that I have an archery range and a stables. And he's also got good vision of my base, so he can see what I'm doing. And he did kill a scholar and a villager. I killed one of his own villagers, And he spent 150 wood making these outposts, and he also put down these spearmen, which aren't really doing much right now. So I'd like to think I didn't overreact and that I'm just sort of playing my own game at this point. That said, I really need to get... I already have the Sanctity research upgraded, so I could be grabbing this sacred site, and I should have done that a while ago. I mean, I have these 2 horsemen, I have these 2 archers, I have a scout. We should just head over there and take it. Instead, I'm going to send 1 villager out. Unprotected, little risky. I shouldn't just assume that my opponents aren't going to go for these sacred sites, because I'm Delhi. They know that I want to go for those. We're going to keep burning down the Ovu, but he could easily just produce double spearmen here. Yeah, looks like that's what he's doing. He's just going to make enough units to deal with mine. And bingo, 2 spearmen here. Really should have sent my archers that way. Instead, I'm sending them just out into the middle of the stealth forest. Looks like I was maybe trying to attack these spearmen here, but really I should be focused on my own sacred site over here. And look, my scholar who's injured from arrow fire and now getting attacked by a wolf really needed to do an escorted move that way. And look, my opponent is already up to the castle age, making the step redoubt and just gonna be mining gold like crazy. Me, I'm preparing to go to the next stage, but I still have a lot on wood. And oh, actually, it looks like I'm not going for the next stage. I'm actually trying to get another town center down, but I don't know why I still have 5 villagers mining stone. Like, we've gotten our second town center. I'm confused what I'm going to do with the stone. Oh, it looks like I realized it. So that was a lot of wasted time. Villagers just gathering stone that I don't actually have a purpose for. Like the 2 barracks, looks like I'm taking this mill for these berries down here. Very nice. We definitely need another source of food. And my opponent is in the castle age, so we should anticipate night harassment. So that's why I'm spamming out a lot of spearmen. It's kind of putting me behind in terms of my food gathering. I need that food to make it to the next age. And I really don't like these villagers being sent over to chop wood. Really need them on these berries, because we need to make it to the castle age ASAP. My opponent didn't really put down much infrastructure besides just this barracks. He pretty much sprinted for the castle age. Yeah, it looks like a stables, barracks. Everything else was just poured into going to the next age. So I don't really have to worry too much about being attacked immediately once we're in the castle age. You'll notice my opponent's been in the castle age for some time, but we haven't really seen castle age units heading our way or being much of a problem. Sending a few spearmen to try and attack my villagers, but we've got our own spearmen here to deal with them. Looks like I might, yeah, lose a villager there. Really needed to clear this sacred site off. I'm really disappointed that I was focused on killing units at this sacred site instead of this one. We did get our second town center up, so we are producing double villagers. But he's attacking now with man-at-arms. Looks like he's already killed a villager. Although they don't do too much damage, and it looks like my mass of spearmen are actually fighting with them pretty well. In terms of making it to the next stage, we just need more food. More and more food. Oh, might have seen, oh, yep, there's a lancer. He's hesitant to send it in because he sees that I've just been making spearmen. So I like that I've been diligent about getting units that are meant to defend against castle age units. Like, yeah, I can't make crossbowmen. I could have made archers to shoot at the man-at-arms, but honestly, these spearmen seem to do all right. I think a horseman would have been good as well. Yep, there's a Lancer trying to get some villager kills. Looks like we were able to hold it off. And we make it up to the Castle Age, or we have enough to make it to the Castle Age. But now we're seeing some more infrastructure come out for him. Looks like he's got the blacksmith down, archery range. So he's got each of his military buildings. He probably relocated them to go under the Ovu. Glad I've got this scout here. We can at least see everything that's coming. Looks like more Lancers heading our way. Once I make it to the Castle Age, I'll have some options for tearing down these outposts. I can basically make some man-at-arms to rip it all down. Oh, finding more outposts starting to creep across the map. Wouldn't be surprised if there's just a scattering of outposts through these stealth forests. They're so cheap for Mongol players. Oh, and it looks like I've forgotten about some of my units over here. Could either harass with them, yeah, send them up to the Ovu. Looks like the prayer tent is coming down. He's probably going to double produce some religious units and then start to take relics off the map or capture sacred points. Looks like I'm getting down a second blacksmith. Already had one over here researching upgrades. Over here we're trying to get some wins, trying to get this sacred site. But we're seeing more man-at-arms. Oh, 5 man-at-arms? I need crossbowmen. 6 man-at-arms. 7, 8. Oh, losing so much to these man-at-arms. Fortunately, I have the archery range, and there is a scholar inside, so we can produce them very quickly. You can see these feudal age units are just not doing it. Oh, losing a lot of villagers as well. Glad I can retreat some of them in here, but I think I'm still rallying units over to it. He's not focused with his units all that well, but this is what worries me. His scout down here can see this mill. The moment I saw this, I put an outpost down, but I realized, like, oh, if he just sends his units that way, they're done for. Snipe a villager that was building more outposts. Glad we did that. Oh, but we're going to lose our villagers there. Now I really just need crossbowmen and spearmen. Although he is mixing in some crossbowmen of his own. Curious about that. Oh, these villagers definitely need to retreat. Get inside that outpost. And it's okay that I'm losing some villagers because I am on my 2 town centers, but I mean, any lost villager is bad. Glad these crossbowmen are here. They're getting in good damage against these man-at-arms. Remember, they do that bonus 9 damage versus heavy units. That's what these are. They're heavy melee units. We did, in fact, capture this sacred site. I think we lost our scholar. Oh, no, there's the scholar. He's getting bit by a wolf. Glad we did end up capturing that. That'll give us more gold. The issue here is we're down to 38 villagers. 4 are idle. And we're losing our villagers down here where we're gathering food. At this point, I think I just decide to call it. My opponent did a really good job disrupting my gameplay, and I think ultimately I shouldn't have gone for this second town center. I mean, my opponent sprinted to the Castle Age really quickly. That's what Mongol opponents do. They just don't care about hanging out in the Feudal Age. They'll tower rush you to do a little Dark Age pressure, and then they'll just fast forward through the Feudal Age and just go to the castle immediately. And I think I needed to not be greedy, not go for a second town center, just get up to the Castle Age so that I could make crossbowmen and spearmen, and maybe a handful of archers. Really didn't even need the stables. I don't think the horsemen that I made were useful at all. Because, I mean, he made a Dark Age barracks. He was harassing me with spearmen. So, don't really need the stables when I'm going up against Mongol players in the future. I think if I were Abbasid, I would have been even more tempted to go for a second town center, and I would have had an even harder time defending it. So maybe it's good I tried out Delhi, but I think against Mongol opponents in the future, we're going to be a little less greedy and just take them on in the Castle Age. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you liked the replay, and I'll catch you next time.